Hey everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Veronica, and in this video I'll show you how I make my tags. I start out with a clear tag from Ranger, and the ones I prefer are the mixed media Heavystock tags. These are not as yellow as the Manila Craft tags, and they are also a bit thicker. First, I apply distress paint on the tag using an ink blending tool and a stencil. This stencil is from Holtz, but you can use any stencil for this. Just remember to wipe it clean after use, or else it will get stained with paint. I put mine in a tray with water before cleaning them in the kitchen sink. Be sure to let the paint dry completely before adding ink. You can use a heat tool to speed up the process. I'm adding 3 different colors of distress ink using my round ink blending tools. I have 4 of these, and that's enough for me, as I rarely use more than 4 colors at a time. The colors I'm using for this tag is Bundled Sage, Pine Needles, and Chipped Sapphire. To prevent smudging the ink with my fingers, I protect the tag with a piece of plastic. You can also use scrap paper for this, but I like to see the entire tag as I lay down the colors. I try not to make the tag symmetrical and to let the light from the paper shine through in some areas. This will give more depth and interest to the tag. When the tag is dry, I spray some water on it with my distress sprayer, and then I pick up the water with a paper towel. This removes some of the ink. To add more interest to the tag, I decided to use an alphabet stencil from Holtz. I'm only applying the 2 darkest colors of ink for this. I always finish the ink blending with a darker color along the edges. Here I'm using black soot, and I find that this draws more attention to the center of the tag. After drying the tag with my heat tool, I use different kinds of stamps to add more interest to the tag. I like to use StazOn ink for this, as this is a fast drying solvent ink and it gives a clean and crisp look. You can use any kind of stamp, but background stamps are perfect. I usually use just parts of the stamps for this and never an acrylic block. I just hold the stamp in my hands and put ink on the stamp where I want it. For this tag, I had a new stamp that I had never used before, and I thought it would be great for tags. Of course, I managed to stamp it upside down the first time, but that doesn't matter because this is just going to be a part of the background anyways. For this tag, I used only 2 stamps, but you can use as many as you want. Just try to leave some areas clean. I usually concentrate the main stamping to 2 diagonally opposite corners of the tag. I then decided to add more colors to the tag and also some more black soot around the edges. When adding more color, I cover some of the original splatters from the first time, so I have to repeat that process as well. When the tag was completely dry, I added some chunky white embossing enamel to the tag with my fingers. Since I'm not using any kind of embossing ink for this, I start heating the embossing from below. This will start the melting process as the tag gets warmer, and you can finish melting from above without having the enamel all over your desk. I love everything sparkly and decided to add some glitter to the tag. For this, I used some distressed glitter dust in the color Vintage Platinum. This is my most favorite glitter, and I really love the color of it. I adhered the glitter with some matte gel from Prima and a regular flat water brush. You can use any kind of brush, but I use this one since it's a bit worn. Be sure to rinse your brush in clear water after using it and to tap off any excess glitter before continuing decorating the tag. I use a large coffee filter for this. I forgot to dry my tag completely or to use an embossing buddy for this, so I had to tap off some with my fingers. You can see how sparkly the tag gets with the glitter on it. I then stamped a Sentiment from Mama Elephant occasional labels using my Misty stamp platform and Altenew Obsidian pigment ink. This ink gives a truly black and crisp result. I mounted the label on some black foam off camera and also colored the edges with a black pen. To complete the tag, I added a cluster of elements that will be the focal point of this tag. I used an old wooden flower and some pre-cut flowers from my wide washi tape from Altenew. Altenew has several different washi tapes that comes with corresponding dies and stamp sets, and it's really fun to combine these on a card or a tag. I added some black and white baker's twine from Hemteak to the wooden flower, and I also found a pre-made glitter foam photo corner that was perfect for this project. The color of the glitter foam matches the color of the glitter perfectly. The large flower piece in front of the wooden flower is mounted with 3D foam squares. I had to use 2 layers of foam squares for parts of this piece, since the wooden flower also is a bit thick. In Norway, it's Mother's Day tomorrow, and this tag will be a gift from my mom. To finish up the tag, I added the sentiment from Mama Elephant. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. You can also find me on Instagram, and I have a Norwegian blog for my paper crafts as well. Goodbye! Ha det!